Hey guys, today I'm gonna show you how to beat a Grandmaster and how I did that. So let me show you. I was 2340 rated at that time. I think it was like in September 2024. I was really not that good at chess compared to what I am right now. But again, I am not that good. This thumbnail, bro, you've been just rage baited. Like, I have no chance against GM and I respect everyone who has a GM. But I needed you to click this video, so here you are. We are playing the opening. As you guys can see, I'm just fully aggressive. I don't care. My bishops, my rook, yes, they are not developed at all. Like black, I guess, can just play bishop d7, rook c8. He's got everything developed. I am stuck in a corner. I'm deciding to play queen to c4. He goes queen to d5. Centralize the queen. Maybe look at g5. Offer a queen straight, but you know what I do, right? Grandmasters are trash. So I'm going queen to h4. Now I decide to play knight to e4, which for me looks so counterintuitive because later on he will be able to play f5 and he will have such a strong center. And really it will be so stable. Bishop g5, well, this bishop left the base. Sometimes it's even worth to sacrifice your rook for a bishop that was defending your king and the weak squares around the king, because there are just super weak spots. But this guy just left because he wanted to, and he's gonna get punished for this. Bishop takes c6, knight takes c5, so active play. This bishop is just not helping the king, and this is a problem. Queen takes a2, again, another piece moving away from the king. Like, I don't care about those pawns. You can take anything. You can take everything. You can even take those two rooks. Just don't give me a checkmate. You can leave me with a knight and the bishop, and I'm gonna be alright. You guys are gonna see what's gonna happen. Bishop e7, rook f7, queen g5. So now rook to d8 possible. Queen g6 possible. Many options, to be honest. Rook d6, rook g7, bishop f6. So getting closer and closer, and this rook seems so fragile, to be honest. And what would happen if I play queen to b2 and bishop g7? Well, the thing is, this bishop is also defending this pawn. Look how important this bishop is, how great it is. I just love it. Rook to f7. Okay, so now we are moving back. I don't really understand this move now. Okay, now I do. Well, you would like to play rook to d8, right? And rook to h8. But the thing is, the bishop is defending it. And rook to e8 doesn't work because... back rank. So I decided to play bishop c3 to defend e1 and not get back ranked. Here I'm just taking the bishop. What is going on? What did this guy just do? Rook takes g6. And I gave away my rook, bro. Like, you know, I told you I'm not the material guy. Queen h5, queen f7. What's gonna happen after queen f7? This is something very difficult to spot. I catch many people blundering queens like in this way, or pieces, just not checking that a queen can move back from far behind. Also a bishop too. Anyway, queen to g5. So now he's won my my knight, and he is a rook up. What do we do here? I'm trying rook to e8, but he gives me a check. Rook to e1. Okay, now I have wasted 2 tempos. But I play queen to h5. And he surrenders. Can you see what's going to happen now? This queen changed the position and is no longer defending the rook. So now there are 2 moves possible. This ends in checkmate, and this also ends in checkmate. So this is how to beat a Grandmaster, guys. Just expose all of those weak squares whenever your opponent leaves or get rid of the bishop defending them. If you're gonna penetrate these, like, there is super high chance of winning. Thank you. Sorry for all grandmasters that might feel disrespected for the thumbnail. I need to make some bread. I need to clickbait because this is YouTube, boys, guys. So thank you and bye.